continue on. So this week's top 5 is things women do that men don't understand.
Yes.
I'm excited to hear you guys' list because I've already thought of one since we started this episode. But like I said earlier, my list is pretty much just stuff my wife does that I don't understand. So we'll talk on that.
Do you think you're going to, better understand her after this with our discussions, or feel better that maybe we side with you on some of these things?
Nah, neither probably.
Okay.
Probably neither. I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to be like, yeah, I don't understand. I don't get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, wow.
All right.
It is what it is, So
Let's crack it open.
let's crack it open. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'm
right.
not very pumped about my list, so I'll go first. Number 5. Number 5. This is a classic one that just
Now, can we clarify if this is something you don't understand or if this also bugs you?
I mean, either apply, I would say.
Okay.
I guess.
Well, there's some things on my list that like they
That
don't
you-
bug me, but I'm just like, why would you do that?
Like, there's some things that you don't understand, but it bugs you, or
Correct.
it could bug you, but you understand it, but it could also bug you. I don't know.
And both.
Either way, that's fine.
All
Either
three
one's
could
fine.
be true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
either one's fine
Okay.
for me. This is the classic one where women go to the bathroom together in groups in
Yeah.
public places.
Yeah.
Like they just it's like a big exodus from the table. It's like, I'll go with you, and it's like I guess I don't understand.
I don't get it either because to me, it's more in the way people.
Yeah.
If I go by myself, I'm guaranteeing myself the first spot that's open, I get.
Yeah.
But there's also different codes. Like there's like a code in the men's bathroom. That code obviously doesn't exist in the women's bathroom because like it was one of your pet peeves.
We talked about talking. Yeah.
People talking to you when you're going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Also, if you're
Only
going
number 2.
yeah. Well, even if you're going
Number
number
one's
1,
fine.
No, we
You could
said
do
number one,
one-liners.
like a quick joke. Yeah, quick.
yes,
Yeah.
you can not carry on
But
conversations.
they want to just rip. You think?
Yeah, I mean that's what I guess. I don't know.
That's why they're
don't
going.
understand.
That's why they're going together, right?
Yeah,
So they can
we don't
talk?
know.
Like, what happens in there?
You know what's
What
funny?
goes
Yeah.
on in there?
There's gonna be a lot of these. Like we don't know.
What kind of tomfoolery happens in there?
You know what's funny is I see a
Shenanigans.
group of women going to the bathroom together. I'm just like, oh, that's chicks being chicks.
Yeah.
I see a group of dudes going to the bathroom together. I'm like, they're probably trying to do some cocaine.
There's no other.
Why else?
There's no other explanation.
Yeah, why else would you be doing that?
That, or is this a coincidence? Like, hey, I go to the bathroom. Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But most of the time, even if you go, like, you got to space it out. 'Cause you're like,
Yes,
otherwise, it looks
yes.
weird.
Exactly.
People
And
are making jokes.
you and
you know?
like see somebody. If I have to go to the bathroom and somebody like beats me to it, I'll like, well, I can't go. It's like the opposite. It's like
Oh, no.
literally.
I'll still let it rip. I'll still go. I'll just follow you behind you.
I'll be gonna wait like until he goes back.
But
Then
also,
I'll go.
like women's
I'll just go with you. But,
like
I'm
women-
not gonna talk to you.
good. Thank
Don't
you.
look at me. Don't talk to me.
I guess, is it equal though? Like women's comfortability to go to the bathroom in front of each other? At least number one. I feel like they're all in there. They're just like chatted up. I guess, is that
Do they
similar?
have the door open when they're going?
I've never been, man. I don't
Hey,
know.
Samantha, make eye contact with me. I'm telling you a
there's-
story.
But there's also the
Wait,
thing
let's
like.
have a stall. Yeah,
But there's also the thing like they don't want to hear you. Like they don't want people to hear them pee. You ever have that thing? Like they don't
No.
like.
Never
No,
heard that.
you ever heard that? Oh,
That's why they talk, so no one can
Yeah.
hear pee.
Well, like I know, like
Because
in
it's
Ja-
a jet stream.
like I know like in Japan, like they have like women would they would like constantly flush the toilet while they went to the bathroom because they didn't want people to hear them.
What a waste of water, dude.
Exactly. So Japanese being, like, well, this isn't we're very efficient. We're not going to let this slide. They installed these like flush sound machines in the stalls.
Instead
You
of
just
turning
hit
the
it.
lights on, you turn that on.
You just hit it and go, because like you're right, flushing it wastes water. So like, we'll put these sound machines in there.
I think peeing.
It's like-
Yeah, I think number one is hearing that is totally. I think it's the number two people can get embarrassed about, right? Men
I
and women.
guess. But here's the thing:
heard.
it's like it's.
I used
it's
to
just-
get embarrassed about like,
But
you
it's
can hear what I was
life.
doing, but now I'm just like, dude,
It's just life, though,
fight
guys.
for my
Like,
life. I'll install 3.
like I don't know. Like it's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm with
Anyway.
you. I don't get it. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
I don't
get it.
understand. I don't understand it. That's my number 5.
Good.
The bathroom buddies.
The bathroom buddies.
We're coming around here.
Yeah, hit it.
You going? Go ahead.
All right. So my number 5, that I don't understand about women, is the need to have so many swimsuits. I don't get it.
That's a good one.
My wife has bought more swimsuits in a year than I've had and owned in my entire life. Right? And it's every year. It's every year. Here's 4 new swimsuits.
That's funny.
That's true. My
Right?
wife does buy a lot of swimsuits.
And I'm like, what do we need all these swimsuits for? Right? And then we go on like vacation or something. And this will lead me to another one later on my list. But we go on a vacation and you're packing everything together, and it's like, oh, did you bring a swimsuit? Yeah. You bring a couple because we're gonna go to the beach or whatever for a couple of days. I'm like, no, that's got this one.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna go hit the beach. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna spray the sand out or whatever I need to do.
I'll put it back
That thing's
on.
going on the shower.
Yes.
It's drying overnight. Tomorrow, whoop, back on. We're ready to go.
Oh, dude, last time we went to Mexico, that's exactly.
That's all I need.
Yeah, my wife was like, "So how many do you have?" I was like, "1." And she didn't ask till I got there.
Yeah.
But then she's like, what are you going to do on day 2? And so I just called it like it was. I went out there. There's a group of friends there. I'm like, does anyone here care that I got the same swimsuit on?
No. I would almost roast you if we were on a trip together and every day you came out in a different swimsuit. I'd be like, dude, what is the Oscars? We're doing a change of outfits here for
Is
the
this the
beach?
Met Gala, dude?
Yeah,
Wow,
geez.
man. Pineapples yesterday. We got flamingos today.
Dude, that's such a good one. My wife had to force me to get a new swimsuit. I had the same swimsuit for like 10
You have the
years.
net- you have the net
It had
inside
the
of it?
netting. Yes,
Well-
bro, it had the netting.
To be fair,
So-
you don't use a swimsuit nearly as often as us.
That's true. But what I'm saying is like,
Yeah.
she's like, I'm throwing this away and I'm buying you a new swimsuit. It was like an old
And
it was like Speedo brand
Yeah.
and it had like the net in it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, I had it for like
Time
15
out.
years.
I cut the net out. I gotta cut the net out.
you got to get
dude.
it.
Yeah,
So
the
uncom-
net's
and
not
it
like
like
the net
it
anymore.
rubs you, like chafes you if you're in it
Those,
for too
those
long.
are actually they're getting those are going away because like it's like catching and like little kids like young boys is like catching and like doing damage.
Oh,
'Cause
wow.
it's like caught up
I can
in there.
imagine going down a water slide
Yeah,
or jumping
so,
on
like,
a diving
that's a-
board.
Don't even talk to me about
Yeah,
that.
so you got to cross your legs now with that one.
Yeah, that's my number
That's a
5.
good one.
I like
Those
that. That's a
swimsuits.
good 5.
The swimsuits.
All right, my number 5 is something I've never seen in my life until I married my wife. She cleans the dirt out from under my kids' fingernails like once a week or so.
Really?
You know, like on a Sunday, we get done with everything, come back from doing whatever. Kids are showered up, and she's like, "Oh, look, go get the stuff." And she just sits there, and she enjoys it. I think she
Okay.
enjoys that her kids don't have dirty nails.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
bother me, other than like if I was a kid, like Murph, my oldest, will be like, "I don't want to." She's like, "Come over here," and so I'm like, "But dude, you gotta listen to your mother."
Yeah.
Then I'm like looking at her, I'm like, "But also, he's a dude. Does it matter? Like this
Yeah.
is fine."
That's funny.
So yeah, I just don't get it.
I've never heard of that. Man.
You're-
I've never seen it I've never done it. Like, I mean, I obviously like you sit there or something, and you're like, oh man, you're just fidgeting.
I
you
do
just
it.
fidget.
I do it to myself, but I don't do it to anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. And then you can't back up your kids on like, Dad, why do we have to do this? You're like,
I was like,
I
I
don't-
literally just like, dude, sometimes you just gotta let things happen. Like,
Yeah.
there's rules at your school that I don't agree with, but it's not worth dying over.
sure.
So
Yeah.
just let it happen, dude.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do I think your shoes need to be 1 or 2 solid colors? No, I don't care. But
Yeah.
I'm not also coming to pick you up when you wear the bathing apes or whatever to school. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just one of those things like, dude, let it happen.
Yeah. Dude, your list is going to get real personal. Sounds
I
like
think, yeah, maybe that might be the most personal. It's also like the least hottest take. Like it's just
that's number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it fits category perfect.
Yeah.
don't
Happens,
understand
it
it.
happens.
Don't understand.
You don't understand it.
I
Yeah.
don't understand it.
There's probably
I'd be curious to see like other women out there. If the 7 women listeners that we have,
Yeah.
comment below if you do that or know people who do that.
Yeah. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Number 4.
All right. My number 4, this is another classic one. I try to be general, right? With most of mine, like a very general take.
You don't want to hurt your wife's feelings.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Yeah. Smart man.
I think this is the one that's pretty universal. It's like women give hints, like they're very subtle with a lot of things that a lot of their communication is subtle. It's through hints, it's through like implications, things like that. And like we are just terrible at picking up on this. Awful.
Yeah.
Like and it's just like they'll say something, you're like, I had a completely different read on that conversation. Like, oh, you hey, read this text for me, like from this person. And I read it. I'm like, it's fine.
Yep.
She's like, she said that. I'm like one of the parents on my team, on my basketball team.
How dare
I'm like,
they?
I'm like, that's fine. Like, I don't. She's like, no. Like, it's like, I didn't completely, you know what I mean? Like, so
it's just like it's like another world happening within ours, right? It's like another dimension
yes.
within our world, right?
Yeah.
That happens that you go to a social setting, like all these things, right? And you're like, oh, yeah, you have a good time? I'm like, yeah, it was a good time, man. I had fun. And like, you didn't pick up that like Darren and Samantha were in a fight and stuff. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like, how did you not know that they were?
Completely
And I'm
two
like,
bars with Darren, two beers with Darren over
Yeah.
there. It was, you know what? When you said this, the first thing I thought of when we moved in this neighborhood and we met you, Hainer, and then the Carsons came in, and we'd be sack kicking. A sack kick is when we hang out in the sack,
The cul-de-sac.
cul-de-sac life.
and having a campfire, whatever, drinking beers, not drinking beer, whatever. A lot of times we let the kids rip. You know, summertime, they don't have a bedtime. My wife we'd get back in the house, and she's like, we always are out there too late. It always is this.
Yeah.
Why do I always have to be the one who says like, let's go, it's time to go? I'm like, well, because you're the only one that wants to go. I'm like, I don't know. She's like, I just don't want to always be the guy. You need to, like, she's, I've been trying to tip you off. And I tell her, like, when I don't know something, I'm like, you got to put me in the game. If you want me to shoot, you got to put me in the game.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Give me the ball.
Yeah, dude. Like, hey, text me or do something like, yo, it's time to go. I got your back. Like, we'll roll. I'm not putting anyone on the bus. But if the other option is to just drink more beers with my friends, I'm probably going to choose that one.
Yeah. Especially if like I'm not giving you hints. I'm just like, well, it's getting pretty late, you know, like.
Yeah.
I actually
I'm over there just I'm talking about the predator in depth, dude. I'm like, dude, so did you know that like actually there's female predators and they're bigger than the males?
Yeah.
You know what's funny is our priest invited us over to his basement when the Pope got selected. He's like, I have a tradition of drinking whatever alcoholic beverage of what country the Pope's from. So now we could drink bourbon or
There you go.
And so we went over to his house and there was a bunch of guys. Yeah. But there ended up being like 6 or 7 of us that stayed there till like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I saw him looking at his phone a couple times.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, boys, I think it's time to hit the sack. I don't know if you guys want to follow me. Father, you guys? He's like, oh, I'm pretty tired. And so everyone followed me out. And I'm like, I got home and Teresa was sleeping, obviously. But the next morning, I was like, babe, you would have been so proud of me. I saw Father look at his phone a couple times. And I rallied the troops and we got out of there.
See, it was you definitely recognized it. But how many did you miss? Because it was 1 a.m.
I was gonna say, this guy, we play poker at his house quite often, and he's okay with being like, hey boys, 11 o'clock is my bedtime.
Yeah.
Like, get out of my house. So I knew I didn't know how late it was.
Oh, okay.
But like once I saw that it was like 1:09, I was like, oh, I've missed this queue for an hour and a half.
No, it's great they have that, right? You get trained up on it. It's something that over the years I've refined myself.
Made me a better person because I feel like I'm a very socially aware guy. Like I catch on a lot of stuff quick.
100%.
That kind of stuff. I'm just
like this again. These are just like why women are great. Like they're different than us, and they have different skills and abilities that we don't have. Yeah. And this is amazing. Like they can pick up on stuff that I would never have gotten. Yeah. Like this is not a bad thing. I'm just like I don't get it. I'm not as in tune. I'm not in tune with those little things, and
100%.
Most women are. So that's my number 4. The subtlety.
That's a good one. That's a good
subtlety in their communication.
All right. So my number 4 is women packing for trips, and the amount of time, thought, stress, anxiety, all these things that happen to pack for a trip.
Okay.
I will throw in packing for trips for all the children and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot, right?
Yes.
I don't do that. My wife does. You got to think of 47,000 things. So I'm not talking about that.
I'm glad you said that because that was the argument. I hear him screaming at the TV right now.
Yes, that is way
you're
different.
Worthless at
because I'm not involved in that. And there's binkies. There's
I took my kids to my parents' house for the first time like a month ago, and I had to make 4 more trips back because I just did you have this? I'm like, no, I forgot that.
So that's different. They're very good at that. I'm just talking like in general. If it's you going on a trip with your wife,
sure, okay.
And 2 days leading into it, I got to start packing. Day before, I gotta.
And the suitcase is right in the way.
Yeah, it's sitting
you can't
there.
Put it somewhere else.
It's been out for 72 to 48 hours, right?
Yes.
She's been thinking about it leading up to this.
Yes.
And it's like, all right, well, hey, Thursday night, like, Colin said he's gonna grill steaks. Like, do you want to go over there? Well, we got to pack. We can't do that. We need to pack. And I'm like, and then it's always like it's not an argument, but it's just I hear it of like, you're not packed yet, and we leave tomorrow morning at 8, and I'm like, all right, we're getting up at 7. Here's my 3 shirts, my 2 pairs of underwear, my toothbrush. I'm out.
I do gotta
Nice. There
say,
you go.
my wife, she doesn't pack long. Like my wife is down to go have the steaks with the homies, but we're not gonna have a late night because a lot of times she's like, "Hey, we're traveling. I'll sleep on the train. I'll sleep on the plane. The car, whatever." Yeah. But she does overpack crazy. Like what I think, kind of the same vein. And I know the reverse Uno card that I saw recently is like men is like, okay, it's a 4-day trip. Here's 4 pairs of underwear, and then in case I shit myself, it's like and I was like guilty, dude. I'll pack 14 pairs of underwear for a 5-day trip.
Dude, that's so funny. Yes.
I will
do you
say
do the
though,
same thing,
dude? Yes. Until I saw a meme that was like, "Hey, does anybody else pack underwear? Like they're planning on crapping themselves every day." Until I saw that meme, I 100% did, and I was like, "Well, I can't do it anymore."
Oh, no, I
extra
still do
pair
it.
in there.
But yes, dude, my wife overpacks. Bad.
But I'll say because of all that, we'll show up and I'll need some things that I didn't bring at all or even think to bring, and she's already got all of them. So
At a girl.
again,
I don't understand it leading up,
dude.
but it does benefit me because she did put.
Now let me ask you this: when you get home, how many days does that suitcase stay there before it's put away?
0 days.
You're one of those psycho serial killers that gets home and unpacks immediately and puts everything away?
We are
yes.
0
Usually.
hour, like 1 hour to 24 hours, and it's gone.
If it was up to you, I know Dave's answer is probably the same.
For me, I'm
Yes.
I'm emptying it immediately.
If it was up to
Unless
you,
it's like super late. Like if it's like we get home at like 11 p.m. We just drove for a long time.
Yeah.
Then it's the next day, but it's not heading around.
I
for a
would
long time,
give
for
myself
sure.
about 48 hours that it would be there if it was.
I'm at least 48 hours.
I'll get to that. It's not in the way.
I also talk my wife into not putting it away
Yeah.
because she wants it gone. Obviously, she's like, it's in her way. This and
Yeah.
that. I'm like, yeah, but why take it from here and put it in the dirty clothes? Just feed the washer out of this.
Yeah.
And then you got that.
I hate clutter.
Yeah.
I feel like we have so much stuff all over the place. I don't need another thing
Yeah.
just cluttering up the environment.
Well, then I'll be like, well, I have a work trip coming up in 4 days, so I'm just gonna leave this empty suitcase over here in the corner.
Yeah.
And I think it bugs my wife, but it doesn't bug her enough for her to be like, put your stuff away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's thinking about it. She's seeing it.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
she's looking.
Yeah,
She's
just-
probably making several suggestions and hints that I'm just not catching up on.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, God, man.
Fake tripped over it twice.
Trying to do some laundry. Oh, that's in
Yeah.
the way again. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, exactly. But you're right. I'll pack in 35 seconds. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like stressing her out
Yeah.
that I'm
Got it
that
done.
I'm unpacked.
Right.
Right? Because it's just like, hey, everything needs to be done and you're not done. And like, throwing me cues. And I'm just like, yeah,
Dude,
well,
I will say,
We'll get there.
Teresa and I have defined an amazing system where it's like flow state. It sounds going to sound bad. I pretty much don't help pack anything at all for her
That tracks.
or any of our kids. But once it's done, she's like, my job's finished, and now I got to get it all in
You're
the
the lifter,
car.
dude.
I got to figure out how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to be, I'm checking, hey, babe, are these snacks for the road trip? Are these snacks for the thing? And, I got to make sure it all works.
Yeah.
It's so
Fitting
we have
everything
we have
in
a
the
really
car.
good system.
See, I think that's great. Like, and that's a great example of like how things in a marriage don't need to be 50-50. Right? Like you have a job that she does a job that only she does. She only does all the packing.
Yeah.
You don't ever do it.
Right.
But you do all of this only.
Right.
And it works. It's not like you're keeping score of like,
100%.
I packed this time, so you need to pack next time.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a good one.
75-25 Teresa works for you guys.
Yeah.
It works first. Yeah.
It works great.
And if you need help figuring out how to do that, but hit me up in the DMs. My number 4 that I don't understand when women do is sit down and pee instantly.
What? What?
Dude,
She just leaves.
makes no,
She's out of
she
here.
didn't like that one. It makes no sense to me, dude.
Do you have issues like why you don't?
You pull your pants like you're like you pull your pants down and it's just instant pee.
I mean, once I'm telling myself it's time to pee, I'm lined up. I'm
no,
like,
dude.
what are you
I
talking
stare at
about?
the toilet
dude?
water for at least 10, 15 seconds.
To do
till it
what?
comes out.
You have to see a urologist.
I'm just waiting for it to come, dude. I'm just
You
sitting
need
here.
to go get a checkup,
Yeah, you
my
want to see a urologist.
Nah, dude, I got my prostate checked. Flat as a pancake.
You have like a
Flat
kidney
as a pancake,
stone or
dude.
what?
No, I'm normal, dude.
Okay.
I thought I'm alone on this.
Yeah.
You guys just pull it out and it's P City right now.
Not immediate. I mean, like maybe 1 second.
Yeah.
Like make sure
I'm
like
like 15 is drastic.
got to make
man.
sure we're clear, right? Make sure you're clear and make sure we're on target. That's it.
All right, well, I guess I'm alone on this one.
Yeah.
Dude, it takes me a while to get going.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Also, I will say, you know what women have going on that men need to have figured out? Sitting down to pee.
Oh no. Oh, my wife doesn't listen to this.
Brother, sitting down to pee. Why?
She wants me to do that more because of how inaccurate.
It's so nice.
the inaccuracy.
Well, maybe we're talking like the length of the hose might matter on accuracy.
well,
Captain
also,
Him's over here.
but also maybe you need to like slow down and like make sure you're lined up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you're making fun of me,
true,
dude.
dude.
I'm aimed up good. You're just rapid fire over. You're like Jesse Ventura in the Predator,
Yeah.
dude. Just
Get that mini
aiming from
gun.
the hip. I'm like a sniper. No, but
Precision.
dude, but also sitting down to pee. It's kind of like I used to only do it when like, it was late at night. You're just like
Yeah.
tired, lazy. I'm pretty much always sitting down to pee, unless it's a public restroom. Like if I'm playing a home game, if I'm playing a home game, I'm sitting down to pee.
I would say for a long one, if you've been holding it in for a while or whatever, a long one is nice.
Brother, I have.
You're
They're all long, and I have I have a tiny bladder. So
I do too. Yeah, I do too. I go pee all the time.
that's what bugs me so bad is I'll
How
have
many
to pee.
times? How many times do you think you go pee in a day?
I don't know, dog. I have no idea.
Over or under 5?
It's 5 sounds about right.
Okay, I'm probably like 12.
I need to drink more water though. So
I
that's probably-
purposely don't. I drive so much. I purposely deprive myself of water so I don't have to stop.
Yeah,
Get out the car.
I'm drinking fluids all day long though. So
Huh. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I definitely do not ever sit down to pee. If I just have to pee, I never ever.
Does
ever
it
sit
make
down.
you feel less masculine?
I don't know. I just doesn't even cross my mind
Try-
as an option.
Hey, just try it and we'll check up and just tell me if you like it or not.
yeah,
It's kind of nice.
I probably won't. But
Yeah.
if I think about
Why,
it,
dude?
I probably won't. Look, I think
Why not?
The next time I have to go pee, I'll think of you, Colin.
That's
All right,
good.
so that's your number 4.
That was my note. Dang, I thought I
Yeah,
was
I don't think.
in on that one.
But also, you think about this though, like it's longer. They have a longer time from like because you like get the pull the
Go
pants
on.
all the way down, sit down, like so it's longer from like
oh, so
like
they're in the mode of
mode a little
that.
bit longer. Like where if you just pull your pants down, like you can go immediately.
Yeah, but I don't.
Okay.
Like you could you could go immediately. They can't go immediately.
No, I understand. But even when I sit down to pee, I'm sitting there for 10 seconds before
That's
the
interesting.
flow starts.
I really think you might need to like call.
I've gotten checked, bro. Did I say 2 fingers? I better make it 3.
We got a lot of editing.
No, that one's a good one. We're fine. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, my list was not good to this time, but my number 3. Actually, like my wife doesn't do this too much, but this is definitely a thing that I've heard and I've encountered. Like the inability to pick a restaurant to eat. This is like a classic one.
I have a hack for everyone out there.
This is a classic. Maybe you have it figured out, but like it's a weird situation, and I've like thought about it for a while of what happens here because when like you say, hey, where do you want to go? I don't care. That's a lie. It's absolutely a lie.
Yeah, because you start listing off stuff.
Exactly.
And like, I don't want to go there.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't care is false. That's just not true. So but then you'll say like I guess what it is I don't want to impose what I want. Maybe that's what it is. I don't want to impose what I want on you.
Yeah.
Or maybe like I don't really want to think about options. I want you to think about options and I want to say yes or no.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yes.
Like I don't know what it is, but it's for sure not that I don't care. That is not true.
I've never thought about it like that deeply. But I just know like I used to get frustrated by it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I've since seen like on TikTok or whatever, they like, guess where we're going to take you? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, Chipotle. You're like, gotcha. Yeah, that's where we're
It
going.
is. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't do that. What mine is I just like tell her, I'm like, hey, are we thinking Chinese, burgers, Italian, Mexican? And you just have one in the chamber for everywhere you go. And she's like, I want to go to Mexican. You're like, tight, let's go. And then you just drive there and then you park and you're like, we're here at Felipe's. And everyone's like, yeah, Felipe's.
Yeah.
So even if she wasn't thinking Felipe, she was thinking Abuela's.
Yeah.
She said Mexican and we're here now. And also like after 10 years, I know what my wife likes.
I was gonna say
so it gets a lot easier. She's like, I want Mexican. I'm like, I know when she says Mexican, I know what she wants.
I think you're right. Like I think a crucial point to that is that you know your wife for a long time. That's crucial. Like I feel like you can very easily there'd be plenty of women who like do not want you to do that. Be like, just tell them where they're going.
Uh-oh.
I can for sure. I mean, I can for sure see that being the case with somebody.
But I think you're right though. That's a dynamic though. Is like she ultimately wants to make the final decision where you go eat.
Yes.
She cares a lot more about where you're eating than you do.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's some place that you don't.
See, I think that's like, but that also is like pettiness.
I don't think I think it's just how
Like,
they
I want to
operate.
make the final decision. Okay, then just tell me where to go and we'll go.
Yeah, but I think Dave's right. It's like I don't, and I think at the time they actually don't know until you just start saying stuff, right? And it's just like no. But it still blows. I'm like, well, you could have made all these decisions. Like,
Yeah.
My wife doesn't really do this at all, actually, because she hardly eats out. She just like will go. She's like, go wherever. She says really whatever because she's not going to eat. She'll eat at home.
She's like, what?
Yeah. So like.
Yeah, no.
Like, okay, that's cool.
Well, yeah, that's my hack, and it works great for us.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you could be also like I can see both things. You just got to just know the person you're talking to, because some people might be like, oh, I like this guy. He's like taking
charge.
He's taking charge. So
Yeah.
you know, it just it
I
could
also
be.
think there is some of that. Like my wife
Yeah.
wants to be a passenger princess
Mhm.
and just
big sleep.
yeah,
Big
big
sleep.
sleeper,
Big
dude.
sleeper,
Just
dude.
wants to just yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's never been really
Yeah.
an issue, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I don't, it's not been an issue for me either. It's just is one of those things that like I don't know. It might be just socialization of like I don't want to. I think it might be that I don't want to do some. I don't want to like impose my will on you. I
Yeah.
think women aren't
I would
raised
actually-
to be that way
I've never
as
thought
much
about
as
it.
as much
I'd
as
actually
men are.
love to
much
dive
as men
into
are.
the psychology behind that
Yeah.
more, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's such a common thing between.
Oh, it's like universal. Like everyone knows that this is like the
Yeah.
truth. Like that's why my list isn't that great because it's not that original. But I wanted to bring that just so we can at least talk about it.
Dave's playing it safe.
Yeah,
Playing it real safe.
I'm throwing softballs that
Yeah.
I can't really get to.
Yeah.
Aren't too dangerous.
Have you guys ever just gotten in the car and just were driving
Yeah.
and we
That-
just, like we pull up like this is where we're eating?
I don't
That's
think
a fun little game of
think I've done
roulette,
that.
dude.
That kind of
I like
stresses
doing
me
that
out.
one.
If I'm in the car,
I mostly do it. It's like when I'm like, I'll call the wife and say, "Hey, I got babysitters.
yeah.
Drop the kids off by 5
Okay.
and wear a dress. We're going on a date."
Mhm.
And then she's like, "Where are we going?" No, just know that whatever dress you put on is going to
Yeah.
be good enough for where
Yeah.
we're going. I'm not taking you to the, Red Lobster, but we're going somewhere fun. We're going to have fun.
We've
Nice.
done this before where it's like, hey, I don't know what I want, but we're just drive down here and there's all these restaurants and stuff we can eat at. And I'm like, well, just drive that direction. I'm like, okay. But then it stresses me out because I'm like, all right, well, here's all the stuff. Like we can pull up our phone. We know it's there. Like just choose it. And like, I don't want to be doing U-turns or crazy, like braking all of a sudden because it's like, oh,
right there.
right there.
Dude, this
It stresses me
Ooh,
out.
I thought of I'd have a new one.
This
on
is
my
not, I
list.
don't know if this correlates to the list, but what is frustrating, specifically when we're on road trips somewhere and we're going somewhere and Teresa's like, hey, the kids, like, we got to get something to eat. These kids are going crazy. I'm like, all right, well, just pull up Google Maps and, let's see.
Yeah.
And I'm good at Google Maps. I use Google Maps more than I use Google, like for a lot of different stuff,
Yeah.
especially, business. I don't know. I use Google Maps for a lot of stuff. So I'm pretty proficient with it. But I'm also like, she's like, I don't know. Like we're driving past something. And she's like, oh, there's an IHOP or I'm like, I'm going 80 miles an hour, dude.
Yeah.
And that we missed the exit you need to tell me was 2 miles ago.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know this place. Hence why you have Google Maps out, babe. Like we have to wait for 40 more miles.
That's a classic
yeah,
argument.
you just brought that
Here
one
it
up.
is. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the
Yeah,
exit.
it's always just
Where should I turn? There.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, hey, look it up. you know what else? I'll come in here
Yeah.
and we'll go there. And it's
All right, so that was my number 3, the inability to pick restaurants.
nice.
All right. Hang dog.
All right. So my number 3 is, and it's more of a, not as much as a misunderstanding, but more of a differences between men and women. But it's women being specifically sad about their children growing up, right? Each stage of a child's life, it's like, you know, they look back at pictures like, oh, remember when they were 2 and they were in the bathtub, or, you know, and like they're saddened by it, right? Because, and I can kind of get it because, right, like they were at their infancy, right? And then they're growing up, they're not a baby anymore, right? And that's kind of what their emotional tie is tethered to, is when they're a baby, and that's everything reminds them that they're getting further and further away from that. Versus men, we're just like, all right, cool, I don't have to change diapers.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
now they're at the age they can make their own sandwich.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
My wife doesn't get sad about it, but you know, or like really, I don't know. We got 5 kids, so we don't really have time to look back, I guess. But you know what my wife does, which might explain why we do have 5 kids? She holds a new baby. And it's about
Yes.
that time. Like
Yeah.
Mac's about to turn 2. My youngest is about to be 2.
Yeah.
And she gets a brand new baby. And she looks at me and she goes, like she's got that heartwarming, like,
Yeah.
doesn't it just make you want to? And I'm like, this is so cute. And she's so cute.
Yeah.
And I love that I can give her
Yeah.
back.
100.
You know?
Yeah.
100.
Like, I think I'm good.
I think those are, I think what you're saying and what you're saying are the exact
It's the
same thing.
Right. It's the same thing.
Is the exact same thing. Like obviously, like the motherly bond with infants is different than the father's bond to an infant.
Well, yeah,
it's just
you got
different.
no job for a long time.
For sure,
Really.
right?
Yeah.
Like you,
Yeah.
like that connection is just different, and like it's not replicatable. So like when they get further and further away, I think you're exactly right. I think your commentary on this is exactly right.
And I don't think it's an insensitive thing of fathers, but we're looking forward to them growing up to
100, yes.
Hey, I can't wait to the first time that they can hit a ball like, out of
Exactly.
the park, or I can't
Yes.
wait
Yeah.
until they hit a game-winning 3-point shot, or I can't wait the first time we can go fishing, right? But all these things are like past the age of like 5, when
Yes.
they can do all
Right.
this stuff, when they can grow up and actually
100%.
do stuff with them. You can
Yeah.
teach them things, they can go along with you and do stuff.
I've always said,
Exactly
give me
right.
the child when he's 2 or she's 2, because now they
Yeah.
can kind of talk a little bit. They
Yeah.
have some opinions like, hey, do
Yes.
you want to go to Freddy's? No, I want Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Tight. Let's go there, dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I pooped my pants. Cool.
Yeah.
I can change you now.
Yeah.
You know, like I can do all these things with you.
You know, that actually ties in back to our subtleties. Maybe this is another reason why women are good
Yes.
at these subtle things, because infants cannot tell you what they need,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Little
they
babies
just yell at you.
But what I'm saying is like I feel like these all things go together,
2-year-olds.
right? These like there's intuition
Yeah, you're
about
right.
what
You're
they
right.
need. Rather, it's like you want your son or daughter to tell you that what
Yeah.
they want, and mom is like, I can just understand what they want just
Yeah.
cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a mother's intuition. So I think these all
there's
kind
some
of
to it.
coming
There's some-
together.
there's an
so, yeah,
evolution
like-
aspect of it.
So
Yeah.
like my wife will show a picture of like, you know, our son's 9.
Yeah.
You know, show me a picture when he was like 2 and he was, you know, doing some funny dance or something, you know.
Yeah.
And she's sad about it,
Yeah.
right? And it's like she shows me the same picture. I'm not sad at all. And I'm like,
No,
well,
yeah.
I'm not heartless. It's just
Yeah.
I like him at the stage he's at now.
Yeah,
like,
you're
you know,
oh,
like,
that was tight. I remember that. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
me and him,
exactly.
Me and him watch
That's
NBA
it.
playoffs together.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
we go
we used
play
to- we
horse
used-
in the front yard.
100%. We
you
just
know?
played video games for a couple hours, then we like went and shot hoops, and then we like
Yeah.
watched NFL game. Like yeah, that's
Your kids are
For sure.
hoopsters and mine isn't. And the other day he's like, hey dad, can I go see what they're doing? I was like, yeah, sure. So he goes over to Emmett's house. He's like, he comes back. I was like, what's up? They're not there. He's like, nah, Emmett was watching a playoff basketball game. Can I go see what Kai's doing? And I was in my head, I was like, I bet I know what Kai's doing, bro. You're gonna be sadly mistaken. That's
funny.
Yeah.
a good one. I think it's a good one. I
That
think
is good.
that's
And this is the differences, but I do think at some point that a man does look back and he is sad that his kids are older.
Yep.
Does think
But it's
back
later.
of a time, but yeah, it's way later than a woman's.
yes. I think you're exactly right.
Right. And I brought this up the other day. So I think distinctively, and here's just an example, right? And I've seen this several times where a man is like talking about, hey, here's this bucket of balls that I don't need anymore. Right. And
Like
just
in your garage.
looking at that bucket of balls in
Yeah.
your garage, right? That
Yeah.
you no longer need. You don't have the kid to pitch to or hit to in the backyard.
Bro, there's a guy that lives on the other
Sad.
side of our.
Yeah,
Hits me in my
that-
feels-
see,
hits me in my
that
feels
hits
thinking
you in the
about it.
feels,
You
for
walk
sure.
out and you see the basketball sitting there in the unused hoop.
Let me
Stop. I don't need that.
It's your-
I don't
Let me
need
tell
that.
you one.
Yeah, cut the feet.
Let me tell you one
Allergies
that's
in here,
for
man.
like that just happened. There's a hitting cage in the back of someone's yard in our neighborhood, and it's like weeds all around it, whatever. I went around, knocked on the front door, and I was like, "Hey, can we get this hitting cage? I'll donate to the church. Like kids can use it or whatever." And the guy's like, "Well, I was gonna save it for my grandkids." He's like, "My son's like 21 right now, so they'll probably have meet someone in a few years, and then probably have some kids." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Brother, it's gonna sit there for 9 more years. Like, let me
Yeah.
just have it, and I'll buy you another one in 9 years."
Yeah.
But he's just like, "I'm gonna save that one." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I
That's
get it. I
sentimental
get
to
it.
him, man.
Yeah.
I get it."
Yeah, for sure. That yeah. I think we need to change the subject because that hits me right in the spots.
All right, my number 3. My number 3. This one would be a little bit more lighthearted. This is not just directed at my wife because I know other women do it. I've heard them talking about it. When I'm gone, she just puts the trash bag right outside the garage door. Just opens it up and put it right there. Or she'll walk out and put it by. I have another trash can inside my garage for like loose cans. Like I pull it out when haven't whatever.
Yeah. How many trash cans do you have?
I got like 4 trash cans. I got 2 that the city collects.
That's the real deal.
You got 2 Waste Connections.
I know where
trash
you're going
cans?
with this. I bet I pay less per month or per quarter, or whatever, than you do.
We use the same company,
I know.
and you live next door to me.
I almost guarantee I pay less than you.
What do you have, like something against the?
No, I
city or
just called
something?
them and I talked to them and I got a deal. I just bartered with them, and I can almost guarantee I pay less than you. That's what everyone's
Maybe.
like, "Oh, this guy's paying." Like, I'm pretty sure I'm paying less than anyone in our whole neighborhood.
Maybe.
But also,
You
I
got
still
like
love
that.
the comment from your dad because I just have a
The-
Rubbermaid
yeah.
deal that I put out.
What's he say?
every week? Well, you have the 2 trash cans that you're paying for.
Yeah.
I have the 1 trash can that I pay for, and then I have a Rubbermaid that I fill up, and I put it right next to that, and they pick up both.
Yeah, but you also like give the guy like a 6-pack and some brownies every once in a while.
Yeah, dude, I'll throw them out there.
Yeah, see, and that's add that to
granola
your bill.
bars and stuff.
Add that
Throw my
expense into
boys
your
some.
bill.
Yeah, throw my boys some shine over there.
There you go.
No, but I just like I get it. You're busy. You got a lot of stuff going on. There's kids in the house, but I'm also like, it's probably 8 more steps. Just let it rip.
Hey, your wife got us beat because my wife will refuses to take it out unless it is
She'll just-
absolute. She was like, smash that thing
She'll
down.
just wait till you get home.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about you?
We do both. So yes, there's trash that just gets thrown over the steps in our garage because our trash is in the
Yeah.
garage. So we just throw it over the side. I do it too.
Oh, you do this too?
Yeah, I just throw it over the side and then I'm like, hey, next time I'm down there because I have to walk out,
Yeah.
go down the steps and around.
No, I do. I'm taking the trash.
I'll throw it over the
out.
side. Next time I'm down there, I grab it and I put it in there.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a female.
Well, but ours, his does go like out and down and around.
If I- if
ours
I'm-
just goes straight down into it.
Yeah, it's different, man.
You know what I mean?
He has to walk down. He's got to take 4 more steps than I do.
I gotta hit a Minecraft maze. I gotta go out
And actually,
turn left, go
you-
down.
No,
turn
time
right,
out. No.
Walk around my car and
Dude,
then put it up.
your trash can is closer to your to your door than mine, almost guaranteed.
Oh well,
Even with the steps, because you keep your trash can inside your garage.
fine. You're better than me. Is that what you wanted to hear?
No, I just think it's wild that you just won't take the extra steps, dude.
It'll get there eventually, but no, that doesn't bother me either because we
Oh.
both do it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't.
mean,
it doesn't
ultimately,
bother me. But I get home, like it literally. I get home and I grab the bag and I take it, and every time I'm just like 6 more steps.
That's another.
And my
comment.
son started doing like
Yeah.
when now my son takes the trash out most of
Yeah.
the time, and he'll throw it out there. I'm like, whoa, no. And he's like, what? But I'm like, no, take
it all the
take
way.
it out, dude.
Yeah,
All the way.
train him up.
All right, so that's
Nice.
my number 3.
Okay. On number 2. My number 2 is
How are we looking on time?
we probably should like 20 more minutes ish.
All right, let's
Yeah,
wrap
wrap.
this up. Okay.
But I think we're doing all right. So my number 2, and this one is just kind of just one word, but it's just gossip. Gossip is like
A currency.
you know everyone like many women gossip. I would say that probably women gossip more, and it's just some things I just like. again, like if my wife, it's just because I'm not interested in it doesn't mean I won't listen to you, talk about what you want to talk about. What I'm saying is like, it is not interesting to me in the slightest. Like I do not like so-and-so is talking to so-and-so who like I've never haven't seen for 3 years while she's married to this person and they actually got divorced and she's it is not, I don't care. I don't care. It is not, I don't understand the intrigue. Like I don't understand like why that's interesting.
It's
like,
also
like I don't.
It's also funny, like because I'm the same way. It's hey, do you remember this girl I used to work with 9 years ago, and her husband Mark? I'm like, no, not at all.
No, I don't.
But it's funny because we're like, yeah, okay, I'll entertain it. But then they'll go talk to one of their friends who have no stake in the game, don't know these people at all, and
but she's about it. She's in it. Yes,
they're locked in. I've never met this person, heard of this person ever in my life.
Yes,
you better tell me everything you know right now.
It's just not interesting to me. And again, I don't hate it. I'm like angry at you or anything like that. Like it's perfectly fine.
Can I?
Because there's plenty of things that I think that I talk about that I know that you're not interested in as much. So like it's good. I do have one take on gossip though. I think the reason women gossip more than men do in average, I don't know if it's like exactly true. Who knows the actual stats? But in my experience, that's the case.
It's probably true.
It's the flip side of it's empathy. It is the dark quote unquote side of empathy. So like women also have more empathy in general than men do for other people. I think gossip is an extension of that, but more like a negative extension of that same idea. Yeah. Because like I just don't care about anything, like positive or negative. You know what I mean? Like it just. I think gossip is that same like inkling of that same kind of desire or like ability to be empathetic and be really empathetic, but it's like the dark side of empathy is what gossip is.
I'm just thinking right now because I think we had this conversation the other day. Like I think it was like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
I was like, "Hey, do you remember this lady I used to work with?" Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they got a divorce, and I'm like,
oh.
And I'm always like trying to come up with like something that sounds like I'm interested, like, but I'm always just like, oh, that sucks. Like, somebody's life just got completely torn upside down, right? And I'm just like,
I'm trying to think. Like, I guess
that'll
Trisha
happen.
doesn't gossip a whole lot, but she does fill me in on a lot of stuff that I don't. Like, Johnny's sister, they just had a baby. Mm-hmm. Or on the flip side, I'll talk to one of the homies that I haven't heard from in a while.
Exactly.
And they're like, what happened? And like she follows me, I'm like, hey, they just had a baby. I'm like, they had a baby?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's like 6 months old. I'm like, What'd you guys talk about? Oh, we talked about all kind, you know.
Dude, you're so exactly right. Me and my brother will play video games. We'll play Rocket League or Valorant or something. We'll play for like 2 hours. We'll get up early and play. Like we'll get off the game. And Joseph's like, so how's Jared doing? He's like, I'm like, I think he's fine.
Pretty good.
Like how the kids? They're good, I guess. Didn't really come up. She's like, you're talking about it for 2 hours. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't know. We got like 10 dubs though.
Yeah, you're just BSing.
Yeah, like we're not like we got wins. We're trying to get W's in this game right now.
Dubs, dude.
I do think there is a version of male gossip though.
Okay.
And it pertains to like our love of sports, right? You brought it up earlier. Guy got traded to the Cowboys. He immediately wanted a trade. We're like, what? He did? He wanted to get out of there?
Yes.
Or Jimmy Butler, he didn't like his teammates, and so he left there to go to Golden State. Or Draymond Green, he punched I don't know who was it that he punched in
Jordan Poole.
We get it.
It was Jordan Poole.
Yeah. Draymond Green, he punched Jordan Poole because he was talking about his money, dude. He was in his bag, and we're like, oh snap, dude, he was talking about his money. So there is a male version of gossip, but it's not about people that we really know. It's
try this one time. I want to try this with my wife, but like again, she's not like a big gossip. But this guy, his like shtick on Instagram or TikTok or whatever is talk to your wife about sports stuff like it's gossip. And the first one I saw was, "Hey babe, okay, I want to tell you, I have a problem with some friends, and I think I need your advice." And she's like, "What?" It's like, all right, so my friend Barry, he did this thing a while ago that everyone was doing.
Interesting.
Well, like, he's talking about Barry Bonds and steroids, he won't go to the Hall of Fame, and she's like, wait, so he totally and like she was all in.
Interesting.
So you just code it.
Just code it, yeah.
But I guess my argument is that's not the same. Is that's a news story. These are news that affects the whole world it knows that it puts out to the whole world.
Yeah.
This is not a very, very personal thing that only 3, 4, 5 people know.
I will say, I do know. We all have a friend who gets the tea
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
like different sports teams, or he just knows people, and
Yeah.
And I'm not going out to seek the information, but he's like, hey, did you hear about such and such? I'm like, no, what they say. Like I really like. I'm not like super seeking
Yeah.
it, but if he
100%.
knows it, I'm kind of like, dude, well, you gotta let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like I'm not saying men don't gossip. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like the fascination with like little
Yeah.
maybe it's like a big event, but something like it's really small things, like
Yeah.
really minor details about like life. That's not
Yeah.
a big event. It's not a big, you know what I mean? But
It
again,
goes, yeah. It all ties in. I feel like
for sure.
Yeah.
Women are more focused in general, of course, always in general, more focused closer to home
Yeah.
than men are. Men are more like out in the clouds.
Yeah.
And I get, it's just
Yeah,
different.
dude, we're thinking about how to make the perfect football player out of animals.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah. Remember like the fall of Rome? That was the thing. Like,
Yeah.
how often do you think about that? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I said gossip, but it's not really gossip
I
in
get what
a
you're
negative
saying.
sense. It's
Yeah.
just like
talking
about like other people's
up.
lives and things like small details of other people's lives. It's just,
You don't care. Yeah.
it's not as interesting to me as it is to
Yeah.
Hey,
most women.
I just my parents are at that age of their marriage where my mom will do that. Like, hey, Colin, do you remember Johnny Two Shoes? I'm like,
Yeah.
no. Well, his girlfriend was this, and they're married to this. And
Yeah.
my dad's like, okay, Michelle, let's go.
Yeah.
What's your story? And she's like, okay, well, anyways, I'm just like, dude. And I remember the first time it happened, my wife looked at me and was like, if you ever do that to like that, it was like those kind of eyes. I'm like, babe, that's what
Yeah.
like 30, 40 years of marriage is, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That's
All right,
cool.
go
All right,
ahead.
that's my number 2.
So my number 2 is sense of time. So I think there is a vast difference between a man and woman's sense of time. There are similarities between
Interesting.
different things, and I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But in general, if we need to be somewhere at a certain time, right? A game is at 1 p.m. on Saturday,
Okay.
and it may be 11:30 or something. And there's been several times I've heard this, and it's like, "Hey, let's go out to eat or whatever real fast." And I'm like, because I think in a man's brain, like we're looking at time like as this equation that we have to solve, right? We have to be here. We're getting ready. It takes this time to get there. We got to be 15 minutes early. Bam, we cooked it up. We got to leave at this time, right, to get there. And I think women get to it in a more roundabout way, but and also how many women do you know that want to be somewhere early or have that need or necessity to get somewhere early?
Not a lot.
Yeah. That's
That is a
interesting.
distinctive male thing,
Huh.
right?
Maybe,
And
yeah,
to me,
okay.
I'm not super like I got to be there early, but it does stress me out. I don't like showing up right on the nick of time on stuff. It stresses me out.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I don't like it.
we
at
could
all.
be 15 minutes early, and it's like, no, like why we're here so early. I'm like, this is great. Like I am not stressed.
Not
out.
stressed, yeah.
We made it here.
I wasn't screaming at kids to get buckled.
Yeah.
Yada,
Again,
yada. Like
yeah.
we gotta just do everything normally.
Yeah.
And again, this will backfire on me because again, my wife's doing a lot of the majority of it, getting the kids ready and all this stuff
Yeah.
before we go things. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the perception and just
You're just saying that she needs to
time
get
in
started
general.
earlier.
I have heard this though about time with men and women. I always thought it was interesting and pretty accurate. Is a woman's "I'll be ready in 10 minutes" is the same as a man's "I'll be home in 10 minutes."
No, or like one more beer.
Yeah, I
heard that, yeah, like-
That's only the same.
We're about to have one more. We're gonna have one more beer, and that means like we're 4 beers away.
Yeah, like if you're getting ready for something, your wife says, "Hey, I'll be ready in 10 minutes." You're like, "Yeah, it's gonna be 35."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus like you're hanging out over here, like, "Hey, when are you gonna be home?" Oh, 10 minutes. That's 45 minutes away from you
Interesting.
actually being home.
Okay. I don't know. That might be specific. That might be a specific one for you.
I was gonna say like
but
my
I don't
wife
know.
definitely doesn't want to be as early as I want to be.
Yeah.
But she's also like if I say like we got to be at this time, she'll be like, "Why do we got to be there so early?" And
I've heard that.
and
I've
we'll
heard
talk
almost
through it.
exactly that. Yes.
yeah, we'll
That
talk
exact
through
same
it, and then
phrase.
we'll decide if I win or if she wins.
Yeah.
And we always.
Yeah.
But like my wife doesn't stress me out too much because like she's gonna be on time. My sister stresses my brother-in-law out because he was Mr. 10, 15 minutes early to everything, I guess.
Yeah.
And my sister is late to everything.
Yeah.
And so I see him like rolling to church, rolling to
Yeah.
school, whatever.
Yeah.
And you could tell he's just like
So
fighting.
frustrated.
He's
Yeah.
fighting it back. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You got to deal with it.
That's funny.
And she don't care, bro. She's just like, this is
Yeah.
this is life. I'm
There
like,
you go.
dude,
Yeah. I don't like showing up late. to
Yeah,
I
most
hate being
places.
late.
I hate
I
it.
hate
stresses,
being late.
It stresses me out.
I hate being late.
For
so,
sure. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's number 2.
I have
Number 2,
lots of
Colin.
stories about being late and why I hate being late, but for time's sake, my number 2 is making plans over text instead of calling someone.
Ooh. Interesting.
Okay.
And I mean, obviously, like if this is a pre-planned thing, like text is fine. But like it's like a Saturday and we're headed out to the farm to see her sister or something like that.
Mhm.
And it's like, hey, what did she say we're gonna bring anything? No, she hasn't responded yet. Well, like we're leaving in 5 minutes. Like
Yeah.
she's like, we'll just wait. I'm like, can you please pick up the phone and call her?
Yeah.
And inevitably, I always just get. I'm not a very patient. I'm quietly impatient. Like I don't get like angry.
Yeah.
I'm internally just
You're
like
stewing, though.
raging.
Yeah.
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 But like I'm just like, okay, well, but I will just pick up the phone and call my brother-in-law and say, dude, we're coming over. What are we bringing? I've also started getting frustrated with that because he's so laissez-faire. He's like, just come on over. I'm like, babe, Lupe said we're fine. Let's just go. I know he's probably lying, but at least we can blame this on him now
He
and
said
not
it.
on me.
You could have said it
Yeah,
any time. Do we
yeah.
need ice? Whatever.
Right.
I'm actually guilty of that one.
You'll just wait for the.
I'm a big texter.
I would say I'm a call guy in general. I'm a
Yeah,
call
I'm not a
like
call
let's just
guy
let's
at all.
get this going.
It depends on how much
Urgency?
time I have. Yes.
Urgency.
So like if like I happens all the
Yes.
time, like if like, we're going to practice and I want to see if like you're like if when you guys are coming, like to basketball practice or something like that, like I'll like call.
Yeah.
Like, cause like I need to know right now. I can't like I don't want to like wait like the you
Yeah.
recall. But I gotta call you
Yeah.
right now and ask. But like other than that, I text more often too. But that's just like I think that's a cultural like
Yeah, well,
For sure.
non-social thing. But
But
that's
no,
fair.
It's just-
the urgency definitely heightens it. But if I have the
Yeah. For
choice,
sure.
I'm texting.
I think it's a person to person one. I don't know about cross the board one on that one. For like women in general.
this is all my
That's
wife.
true, you
This
did
is
say-
specifically.
I love
my
how you
wife.
just
Yeah.
come
You
out
did say
strong
that.
with that.
Oh,
Dave,
yeah, yeah.
and Dave's
You
like,
did say that.
Dave's like, this has nothing to do with my wife at all.
It's
Yeah.
like, look, my wife,
None of these.
my wife does
Yeah.
none of these and nothing. I'm just like, oh, dude, I am pissed.
Well, good segue into number one. This
Oh,
is the
no.
only one.
Dave was
This is
safe
the only
for
one
so
that's
long.
specific.
And my number one is actually not specific to my wife. I feel like.
Oh, really?
So we'll see.
It actually has to do with time as well.
Okay.
It is always like when we started dating, we lived like 4 or 5 minutes from each other, very, very close. And like she would always say, I'm leaving now. And it was always an absolute lie. It was never leaving now.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm getting in my car. Nope.
Bro.
You are I know for sure
She's
you're
on
not
that BPT,
anywhere,
dude.
You're no anywhere. Yeah, you're not anywhere in your car. It's like I'm turning out. No, you're not. You're not turning in the street. Like I'm
Why would she
outside.
do that?
I'm outside. I can see the turn
Yeah.
to my street. You're not turning into my
Why
street.
would she do that?
I don't know. I don't know. I
That's
don't know.
wild.
But it was always like I'm basically like saying that she's closer
Yeah.
than and actually
yeah,
was
yeah.
like very
Yeah.
very similar to that. Like
Right.
like she's gonna be here sooner than the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're also like, yeah, but I turned off what I was doing because you're here supposed to be.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
now
I'm
I look like a dunce in the middle of the
Yeah, 'cause
driveway.
literally, I cut onto this, and she'd always say like I'm turning in. So I would like when she said she was coming
Yep.
over, I would go out. I would literally go outside and like look.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're not
think in
turning
any
in.
of
I'm
those-
here.
Did it become like a cute little thing though? We're like, no, you're not. And she's like, oh, you always do this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was never like anger. It was always kind of funny. Like when she said that she was gonna be here like this many minutes, I'm like,
You're a liar.
twice, 2 or 3
You're a
times.
liar. Do you catch her doing it to other people now though? Like if you're driving and you're like, yo, let them know we're late. And she's like, yo, we're in the parking lot. And you're like, no, we're not.
I don't know. I don't think so.
That could still happen to you today.
She
though,
grew out
right?
of it.
Yeah, I don't notice it anymore.
So she grew out of
So
it.
I don't know. Maybe she was just like trying to be like,
She was immature. Is that what you're saying? Just trying to get you
Hey,
caught
you're trying
in
to get
one.
me in
Just
trouble
trying
here.
to get you caught in one.
I'll get hit with that now where
Yeah.
it's like she's coming home, getting off work or something. We're grabbing the kids, going to eat or something,
Yeah.
or whatever scenario, getting us from the house.
Yes.
And it's like, hey, I'm turning in the neighborhood now. I'm like, all right, tight.
Yes,
We're getting out there, and I'm like,
yes, because we have.
I'm waiting out, and I'm like,
Yeah, but you just track her on your phone and then problem solved.
Actually, yes, because because like she'll say like I'm on this street, and like you're not on that street. You're not. I see it.
but it's all to like make sure
I see
you're
it,
out and ready,
like, right here.
Be ready.
like I just like when I tell somebody how much when I'm going to be there, I want to be like I want to be as close to exactly as possible.
You know,
Like
what's
I want to
funny?
be like I even look sometimes on Apple Maps and be like I want to be here in this much time. Like
Yeah.
get ready.
my
Exactly.
wife. My wife wants to know that too. She'll be like, "What's your ETA?" I'm like, "Well, I'm in this place. It's about an hour. I'll be
Yeah.
home like probably an hour and a half or so ish."
Yeah.
And she's just like, "No, what does Google Maps say?" I'm like, "Babe, I've taken
Yeah.
this road 800 times. I don't know where exactly I'm at. I know it's about that time."
Yeah.
And then she'll track me. She's like, "You're gonna be home in an hour and 28 minutes. Okay, I'll see you then." I'm like, "Well, just do that the first time."
Yeah.
Let me
Just do
ask
that the first time.
Let me ask you this though, because in this scenario, somebody's picking you up from your house, or you're picking up somebody from their house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you rather be the first one there, so that you're not having to make them wait,
Yes.
or vice versa?
Correct.
Because the other day you're like, "Hey, I'm out front or whatever," and I'm like doing something. And I'm like, oh crap! So I finally get out there, and then I feel bad because you're waiting. But there's always one like nobody ever comes
Someone's
out
waiting. Yeah.
at the exact same time, right? So it's like you'd rather be the one.
Well, in your scenario, I want to be the guy there. Like I'm going to tell you I'm on your street, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to tell you that until I'm on your street.
Yeah,
So I'll give you a good lead time. But also, if I'm the guy waiting to be picked up, I'm like, I'm going to be basically ready,
100%.
looking at my phone.
Yeah.
And when you say I'm on your street, I'm like, okay, love you, bye. I'm
Bang.
out the door.
Yeah, yeah.
The person being picked up should be the one, in my opinion, should be
Waiting.
the one that's waiting.
okay.
Because like you're driving, so you're doing me a solid.
Right.
You're driving, so I'm gonna like make it as easy as possible for you. You're
Yeah.
not gonna say, you know what I mean? Yeah. For her,
I
agree
feel
with that.
bad instantly if somebody's coming to pick me up or pick my kid up.
It
or
also-
something,
it also-
just
Yes, and
waiting
they're not
in the
ready.
driveway.
I was gonna say,
I
it depends on
even
who
though it's
you
like,
are.
I've been here 6 seconds, dude. It's fine.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I feel terrible.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
I
God,
ruined it.
It depends on who you're like.
Blew it.
If I do it to you, I feel less bad. But if I do it to some random or some mom on the team that's taking my kid, I'm just like, oh no, because I know I could just
Yeah.
be like, hey, Hainer, this is what's going
For sure.
on.
If
Yeah.
it's your friend, it's always more
It's- yeah.
leeway, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could treat your friends like shit way more than.
So yeah, that's my
Yeah.
number.
What are you
My
gonna
number
do?
one is inaccurate timing for things. Like,
Yeah.
it's like-
I mean, ours is pretty similar.
yeah, it's similar to
I
what you're
like that.
saying.
Yeah.
Similar to what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay, so mine, I'm gonna go specific, but it's clean. It's two different scenarios, but it's kind of the same thing. But it's cleaning our house before we have the cleaners come over to clean our house, and then also cleaning our house before we leave to go on vacation.
No,
Two different.
The second one, coming home to like a clean house,
was gonna
I've heard
say.
that one a lot.
dude,
I think that might be a
It's
clean
a twofold.
Yeah.
hardcore our house before we come on vacation,
Yeah.
or like before you have a party.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, is because growing up, you always clean before you have a party,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then you have to clean after the party, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister has now bucked this system where she's like, we'll clean after the party. Which, as a kid growing up, you're like, well, Mom, everyone's gonna make this place dirty. Let's just clean afterwards. But it's funny, like two sides of the coin go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't have house cleaners, so I don't know what that's like.
So you use the same ladies we do.
Yeah, we use her, and we're probably on like a 3 times a year schedule now. And I'll tell you this: we used to use them a little bit more frequently. Their prices went up,
Yeah.
and when
Tariffs, man.
tariffs hit us.
Tariffs on labor. Yeah.
There was one time where I told the kids, like, hey, pick up all your stuff. Like, you got to get off the floor, put your stuff away.
Yeah.
And I forget which one of my kids it was like, well, aren't the cleaners coming? And I was like,
Uh-oh.
babe, I hope you enjoyed this run, because we ain't going to have cleaners for a while. Like, ain't no way am I doing this
You're
with
a
my
spoiled
kid.
kid,
Yeah.
No, mine is like, I get the fact, like, you want your house picked up, right? Like, picked up and your house cleaned are two different
But like
things.
she's
That's
like,
true.
picked up, but she's like vacuuming.
not like hardcore, but it's like if there's some breadcrumbs or something, like we're picking those up. If there's,
But that's just going to habit, right?
Maybe, but I'm also like, hey, if they're coming tomorrow,
You're like,
and
I'm
I
just
see
gonna
some
leave
type of like mess or something, like somebody like in the corner, like I'm leaving that.
The counter's a little sticky. You're like,
Counter's sticky, that kind of stuff.
If I go to bed right now and I wake up and the cleaners are here tomorrow, then it's good. It's
I'm
okay.
leaving all
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
I'm with you for sure on that.
yeah, and then the vacation, like I get like you want the house to be clean when we get home, but I'm also like, again, I'll pick it up and then, but like.
Oh, dude,
I
I'm
don't need. We don't need to
team
clean the
house.
toilets and all this stuff. Like,
And I'm team clean. Let's come home to a clean
yeah,
house.
I will throw
Yeah.
out like I do love how she does like to have our house clean and picked up and orderly, like because clutter and all.
You
that
just
stuff.
don't want to participate.
Yeah, it just needs to be done, and I don't want to be a part of
Yeah.
it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What was that 75-25 thing we were talking about?
Yeah, there you go. Okay. All
So
right. All right, Colin.
Oh, I remember my number
Wrap
one.
it up.
This, my wife does this, but I also think a lot of women do it. Obviously, I've heard several making noises when I'm driving.
Oh, that's a good one.
know?
That's a good
And
one,
I'm
dude.
like leaving the church parking lot on a Sunday. We're all talking about, hey, let's go get some. And I'm like, oh, I think like a kid ran out. Like,
Yeah.
oh, no. Like,
yeah,
did you see that? Johnny's getting. I'm like, oh my. And my wife, she's gotten way better at it.
Mhm.
But still, when she does it, and she used to be like, it's not that big of a deal. Now she's like, I'm sorry. Like she's like, I'm sorry, but yeah.
For sure.
Or they'll be like, I'm like, it's a squirrel. I'm like, okay, babe, who cares about the squirrel?
yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
kill it. It's gonna be fine.
So it
Yeah.
could be like related, like not related to your driving at all, or actually related to your driving.
Either way,
Yeah.
Either way,
yeah.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
That's a good
It-
one.
It puts you at a heightened sense.
Yes.
You're instantly thinking
Yeah.
like, I hit a kid,
Yeah.
right? Like you go to the
Yes,
worst
yes,
case
dude.
scenario,
Yes.
and it's always
Yeah.
nothing even close
That's
to that.
interesting. Yeah.
And I don't, yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That
That's a
is-
good one.
that's a
I
very
didn't think
good
about that one. That's a good one.
That's, yeah.
yeah.
That's good. Okay. Well,
Good episode, gentlemen.
hold on. Stay tuned. Next week. Have we talked about this already?
No.
No. So
Go
next
for
week,
it.
stay tuned next week because next week we're going to have our wives make this same list about men in general and more specifically us.
And if we can
And we're gonna
talk
read
them
it.
into it, if we can talk them into it, we're gonna try to figure out like a little fun way, maybe like a live reading, so we don't know what they think about us.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we
Well,
can
my
do.
idea is
Dave
they-
doesn't like that.
They
The
write it.
Q-tips are gonna be all off.
They write it on cue cards, and we
Yeah.
read it here live for the first time, so we don't have time to like change it or alter it, and you get a live reaction of like,
Yeah, it's like
what?
seal it in like
Yeah.
like five
Yeah.
like note cards like
Yeah.
in like an envelope.
yeah,
And
our-
pull it out one at a time.
our
and read it.
4% of our audience are females that were thinking like these guys are just in here bagging. on the wives.
Yeah.
They will get the opportunity next week
Yeah,
to reverse the roles
For
on
sure.
us.
Yeah, I'm excited.
turning
dude.
tables.
I'm excited because
this is
I'm
funny
sure
ones.
I know there's some stuff that really
Well,
grinds
you-
your
Yeah.
gears.
Yeah, or stuff where you're like, wow, I didn't
What?
know
Yeah.
that really was a thing.
But again, like
You just get blindsided, and then 4 months later, it's like, oh, did you guys hear it, man? I actually got
yeah,
this is
They're-
the
yeah.
the
Yeah.
downfall.
They're in
Yeah.
therapy.
They're in therapy now.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for that. And we'll pick a new movie. I don't know what movie to pick yet. I think I'm going to get something that Dave will like versus something that I like. I don't know, though.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be selfish.
Did you ever
and
say
just-
what your
pick
Predator
whatever.
rating was?
yeah, like a 4.
Yeah, you got the 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I
It was,
gave
it was probably the
a 2.
lowest.
Should
It
have
was
gave it
probably
more
the
than a part
lowest.
just to make.
No, it was probably the lowest rating out of all the movies I've watched
Okay.
so
But
far.
now you can say you've seen. it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm glad
Right?
I watched it because again, like Predator himself was dead. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to watch more Predator. I just, that one.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm gonna send you guys a
he-
trailer.
He was born so others could crawl, walk, and run.
Exactly.
There you go.
There you go. And that is episode 10 of the Lazy Dog Cast. We'll see you next time.
Later.